Only dried.
All right, so yeah, right now all we have is the microphone from off the laptop, which really sucks. So I don't know how bad the sound is going to be. Let's see.
Seymour. Hi, puppy. You're friendly.
Hi, puppy. Smells like a whip.
Yeah, I think it's long and thin at the end.
Right.
Yeah.
Dude, so what have you been up to, man?
Yeah.
The last I saw
What's up with you,
of
Mel?
you on Instagram was right before I went to Florida, and you had won there was this Olympic thing. You sent that. Was it a dovetail whip out of the big bowl onto that bank?
No, that was just a single whip.
Yeah, no, but that was insane.
There's probably a double whip in that. Got it.
Yeah, right. That's what I was used to, was the crazy Melville edits that I would see all the time.
Yeah, that was sort of just the highlights of the last 2 years. Everything the most intense I had done.
That wild front flip.
Yeah, front flip, flare bars, double whips,
Yeah.
gap whips. I mean, I whipped the Eric's gap 4 years ago, maybe more than that ago. I wasn't at it.
Yeah, dude.
Because there's no, I read all the things you can and can't do with that edit. There's no
Real close to you.
It has to be current or up to date clips. And so I'm just gonna throw in all my gnarliest clips.
Yeah.
And so a lot of those clips had already been in edits. But,
It's a great setup.
Yeah, it was badass.
yeah. But no, that was honestly kind of bullshit. I couldn't even go because I couldn't get my passport for China. They gave me 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah, because it's easy to go to
to go to Shanghai to watch an Olympic qualifier.
Yeah.
But they I was waiting on getting information from USA BMX or the Olympic qualifying people, whoever the competition was through. I was waiting for them to give me information so that I could submit my application to get a passport for Shanghai. Because if you go to Shanghai, you have to give them all the information, exactly what you're going to be doing, what hotels you're going to be staying at, when you're going to be landing your airplane. It's serious. They got to know everything. So I didn't have the info. And then they gave me the info, and I had 2 weeks to then get my passport. And so I had to expedite my passport, which had been $1,600. And I was like, hey, can you help me pay this? It's going to be $1,600. And they didn't. And so I didn't go.
Oh, no
way. But they would have paid for the flight and the hotels and everything and all the food.
Dude, look at that passport, huh?
Yeah. I also, the other option would have been to drive all the way to San Diego, get my passport there, and then drive all the way back up here.
I think they're asking you to jump through some hoops.
Yeah.
Well, did anybody else make it from that contest? Actually, make it to China?
I was in contact with what's this?
Milky, right?
Yeah, Milky Rides. But he lives in San Diego, so he just went to the Chinese embassy, got his stuff squared away, and he ended up making it out there.
Nice.
So Mikey made it.
Was he the only one that made it?
Oh no, there were 25 winners.
No, the only one that made it is China.
I have no idea. He's the only other guy that I was in contact with.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because I knew him, so I hit him up the second I saw he won.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember hearing something on that with on RBMX. Somebody was saying about how difficult it became, and not too many people were actually able to make it over the time.
Yeah, it's actually really difficult to get a passport. I've never done that before, and it's not easy. You need months in advance to plan a trip like that.
Dude, you really
do. Yeah.
Yeah, the passport's crazy.
Well, obviously, it sounds like China needs a full-blown itinerary of what and where you're going to be at every minute.
Yeah, they just have a whole complicated process that I'm guessing it's for national security or whatever, but it's just complicated. It takes a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wild. That was awesome seeing you win that, though.
Yeah, and I was seeing myself on the Olympics Instagram. That was like, holy shit, dude! I'm actually doing this.
Man.
Well, not to mention they messed up the audio too. I synced it up with the song, and I go to their Instagram. It's the audio was either like 4 seconds off where it was supposed to be,
Oh.
and it's like there was 2 audios for the first half of the video, or the other video that was on their Instagram, there's just no audio. So I don't know what they did with the audio to that video, but it's just completely messed up.
It's super rad though to be on the,
Yeah.
the Olympic one.
No, that's a brag. That's a good brag.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that was so awesome. And then, dude, but that was like the last thing I seen.
Yeah,
What
I
else
ended
have you
up.
been up to?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really slowed down on Instagram. I was kind of. I don't know how to. I'm really introverted, and so having so much communication, it's just overwhelming for me. So I'm like, dude, I can't handle the stress of this. It's too much going on all the time. And so I'm like, dude, I got to shut that out, focus on what I'm doing to try and, that just felt like an easier path.
Definitely.
And so that's kind of what I did. But what I've been doing recently is Joey Cordova gave me his old 1985 Honda CR 125 dirt bike it hasn't been ridden in 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's just been in his garage for 20 years. He's like, I'll give it to you if you can get it running. Good on you. You have a dirt bike. And so he gave me this dirt bike. I bought a bunch of parts for it. Tore the carburetor off, cleaned the carburetor, redid the suspension front and back. New spark plug, new reeds. Tore the whole thing apart, cleaned up all the plastics, and now I have a dirt bike that
It's like a brand new
they're
bike,
rips.
huh?
Yeah, it's basically brand new. This thing's badass.
That's so sick.
So I've been trying to learn how to wheelie it.
Yes.
I looped it out and tore the fender a little bit.
Yeah.
But I have a dirt bike.
Oh, that's so cool.
I put like $500 into it. Now I have a dirt bike that rips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be so fun.
Yeah. No, it's it's awesome.
2-stroke?
Yeah, it's 2-stroke. Yeah. The older 2-strokes are really kind of weird because they have no low end power, but they have all the high end power. And so, especially with wheelies, I'm trying to like maneuver the clutch to get the front wheel up while not going fast. But on a 2-stroke, it almost wants you to go fast because you don't have any power when you're going slow.
Until you're like,
and so it's
mobbing, huh?
the wheelie's 100% in the clutch, and there's no like you're like completely out of the clutch and you're moderating it with the throttle. You're moderating it with the clutch, and so it's just so much more difficult to wheelie a 2-stroke. These the older ones.
Man. Sounds like a good time though.
Oh yeah, no, it's badass.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And I'm honestly kind of surprised that my skills on a BMX did actually kind of transfer over to this thing.
Really?
I've taken it out a couple times, and I actually can like whip it around a berm, like get in there around a berm, and then going over whoops, I can actually like put it in third gear and over whoops. Once it's up to speed, it actually doesn't feel like it weighs 200 pounds.
Where have you gone to ride recently?
I went out. I don't remember the name of the place. It's out past Gowan down Pleasant Valley.
Yeah.
There's an FMX track out there. The actual track isn't open because it's winter, but there's a bunch of like tracks and just random stuff people have built all around it. And so
That's do you know the name of it? I think they had a BMX event actually.
yeah, they built a half pipe out there ages ago.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Is it still out there?
I didn't see it.
No
I
way.
actually haven't like driven all the way up into the course because it's fenced off.
Yeah. I used to go out there to shoot all the time.
Yeah, I've been going out there to shoot, and I saw this track. I'm like, dude, I'm bringing my dirt bike out.
Yeah.
I didn't even know it was out there.
Right?
And Luke, my friend Luke, was like, hey, you want to go shooting? I'm like, yeah, let's go shooting. And drove past it. I'm like, what the fuck? It's
Right.
badass.
It seems like you're too busy going 100 miles an hour down that road. You
Yeah.
like look to the left or right. 20 miles straight dirt road.
Yeah.
Y'all go shooting often?
Well, yeah, they're expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be $100 in 10 minutes real fast.
Oh, yeah.
But I definitely like to shoot the shotgun a lot. Those are the little game loads. It's like $11 for a box, so you can still go out there and shoot quite a bit. Do you
Yeah.
shoot?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I got myself a new shotgun,
Oh, nice.
and I took it up once, and it doesn't like to cycle with that low stuff. So I gotta run some buck in there
Yeah.
and get everything loosened up. Like it did not want to cycle like the 100 rounds that we put through it, like
Really?
at all. Like
It's
yeah.
a semi-auto.
Yeah, AR style.
Gotcha. Oh, yeah. Man, we gotta go shooting. Yeah, I know what kind of gun you're talking about.
Yeah. So,
Oh, those are sick.
and I definitely want to play around with it. There's definitely a lot of mods you can do to it. I got a new grip for it, so
Yeah.
gonna have some fun with that.
Right. I recently got a Maverick, or not a Maverick, Mossberg 500, and those have just a ton of different options too. So I'm gonna try and build that one to make it look cool. But I shoot a Benelli right now that I've had for like, geez, probably like 20 years.
Semi-auto, like
No, it's a pump. Yeah, it's a Nova.
Full stuff.
Yep. But that thing, man, that thing's been a paddle. I've had to use it to dig my car out. Like, that is a duck gun, man. You know, it still shoots fine.
What have you been shooting, Melville?
I got a Taurus G3C. It's just a little compact handgun.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing fancy.
Nice.
I bought it off of Luke for like $200. But my friend Jonah just got a M1911 and AR-22. We've been having way too much fun with the 22s. The ammunition
is easy to shoot.
It's cheap, and you can get pretty far. It's just cheap, so you can shoot like a million rounds. And, you're not spending a ton of money.
They're so fun.
And then Rob's grandpa is giving him a bunch of guns. So he's got an AK-47. He's got hunting a 308. No, it's a 270, not a 308. I don't actually remember what the gun is, but 270. Never shot a rifle like that before. I shot it a few times standing up, and then I'm like, I'm going to get on the ground. I'm going to lay all the way down, put my eye up against the scope, and then you can still see the scar right there.
That's from,
that's what that's from.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Luckily, I was wearing a beanie, and my beanie was like right there. I think if I wasn't, it would have gone all the way around up there. Super glue and butterfly banded that thing back together. That was like 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
Dude, it happens, man.
Hey, I gotta learn it the hard way, right? Yeah. If you want to do stuff, you gotta learn how to do it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, no, and I've been
true.
Shooting rifles my whole life, and like I was like instructed for a while and all this shit, and I took my 243 out like last year, which is a small rifle. And I did not give it the respect just because it's a little gun, I just like got in there and shot, and sure enough, scoped myself. Like, dude, you've been shooting for how long? And you scoping yourself?
Well, you just forget about it. You get in a weird position, and then your eyes too close to the scope.
Yep.
Yeah, my rifle is the ep1 P90.
Oh, okay.
So it's all about it's like that big, it's compact, and
like a 10-inch barrel on it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, no, I got the extended barrel, so it's like barrel's like I think I'll drive nails.
That's so good.
The only thing sometimes that those rounds will tumble. Like they're known for tumbling. So
yeah.
No, I'd like to get an FN57 as well, just to have a sidearm with matching ammo as.
Yeah, that'd be convenient.
Yeah.
What have you been up to, Shade?
Man, just college work recently. It's been a school grind, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Hitting the books.
Yeah, college is fun.
It is. Actually, recently I just got approached with the opportunity to double major in business and humanities and cultural studies. So I'm going to be looking into that, which I'm pretty excited for. And yeah, I mean that would set up the next 4 years of my life pretty much.
Very cool.
What are you trying to do at the end of all that? What's your goal?
Probably nonprofit work. I found it's really feels good to get out there and do stuff for the community and to know you're making a difference in people's lives. And I'll probably take that into the BMX scene. Last year in August, I held an event on the 11th and stop that on August 11th, and that was pretty awesome. But there's a lot of things I definitely could have improved on, so I'm going to be looking to do that this year and make those improvements and hold a better event and slowly work into creating a platform to hopefully help make the difference I want to make.
Okay.
Are you planning on doing any events this year?
Yeah, same one. I'm going to do August 11th. I'm not 100% sure on how I'm going to be running that yet.
Mm-hmm.
But once I come up with a plan and I have a little bit more resources available to me now, that I'll be able to take advantage of. And so I'm going to be looking into using those to the best of my capability and holding a better event.
What did you learn from the last time? Where was it?
I think I kind of like try to do too much in too I want to say too much in like almost too long of a period of time. It's kind of might not sound right, but
Like you kind of burning yourself out.
not even necessarily that, but I had skateboards, scooters, and bikes advertised at the event, and so I feel like if I broke that down and kind of separated it more, and kind of communicated with the people I have around me that are willing to help run the event, communicated with them more, that would have been able to have a better I guess like structure for the event, more people talking and kind of guiding what's happening instead of kind of running back and forth. Because I feel like I was kind of a big person in it where I could have delegated a lot of the activities I was doing. And so instead, I think I want to change that, and then I want to separate out the different communities, but still keep it open so everyone can ride and focus on that community aspect.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
very cool.
Yeah, it's not easy running a big event like that. That's
It's
for
not.
sure.
Yeah. It was a cool event too, man.
Learning
Yeah.
lesson for sure. Definitely a great experience, and I can't wait to pursue more after it. I've been learning more about just like I said, I'm doing humanities and cultural studies for one of my possible majors, and I've been learning a lot of just like what community is and the aspects that like really driving force behind how people kind of work. And with that knowledge, I have a better perspective, I'd say, with what my goal should be. So
Nice.
Yeah, congratulations on the shop sponsorship.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
That's a subject I definitely wanted to touch on, just because reps I talk to and myself get hit up regularly about sponsor me, from anybody from the 13-year-old kid that doesn't understand what that means. Do you want to delve into that a little bit more about what a shop sponsorship means?
Yeah, it's from what I've gathered, it's kind of the sponsorship is awesome. It's something that we're all working towards. Everybody, when you first start BMX, it's something that's the goal. But the shop sponsorship, you're looking at getting help out with your parts, maybe a frame, things like that. But the goal really is to build the scene. It's not just about like me and my riding. That's not the important part. The important part is building and making the community, grow. Because really, at the end of the day, that's what we all want anyway. Just more homies to ride bikes with. Really, that's what it's all about. Those days at the skate park and you have like 10 guys show up is unreal. Those sessions get nasty versus when it's just like two of you.
Mm-hmm.
Recently, those sessions have been happening more too, and it seems like there's a lot more kids kind of like starting to ride BMX. I've noticed that when I've been going to Fort, there's always like a group of 3 individuals riding.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, you'll see like 2 people show up at Rhodes or.
There's been new faces. It's been great.
So.
No, and that's one of those things that when riders hit me up, I'm just like, come hang out with us, come ride with us.
Yeah.
Join the group chat, like be a part of it, and then we'll talk about what that future looks like.
Right.
Like, because I've sponsored a handful of dudes before, and more often than not, it goes south, just because of personalities. Different people in different points of their lives, and they come in all strong and gung ho, and then it just is like all of a sudden, one thing happens or another thing happens, and
just get a girlfriend.
That or sad to say, like there is this in the scene that different squads don't like other squads for whatever reason. And that's one thing I pride myself on, that I don't sit there and go like, oh yeah, I don't like those guys over there. It's like, no, go ride with them. Some badass riders, go ride with them.
Definitely.
Go do that.
Being inclusive. Yeah, because when I came up, when I was first riding BMX in Salt Lake City, so we're talking like 2000, 2002, or 2000, 2004 kind of, when I was going just hard out there. The clicks were so serious at that scene. Like if you were doing anything more than a 180 or a turn down, you were not cool and not a part of the click at all. You know, it was wild. But it's cool that I've kind of noticed that BMX has gone away from that. Like when I went down to Florida, those guys just scooped me up. Like I showed up one day and they're just like, here you go, you're part of this group, blah, 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 let's go. And we just like went everywhere, traveled everywhere, rode everywhere together. And I mean, it was just incredible to see how that works. So that's what I'm trying to do here too, is just any new guy that you see, just bring them in that way. Because it's intimidating, you know, when you're riding with other good riders. You know, like, and you're starting, you know, you probably won't even drop in. You'll just like watch, you know.
Yeah.
So if you make it inclusive, it's way cooler.
No, there's a lot of kids that have hit me up, and I just turn them on the group chat. They're like, hey, here you go. Like, you're in the group chat. So if you want to ride, put it here, and you'll find somebody to ride with.
Right, and that probably pumps them up, you know. Keeps them motivated, keeps them riding.
And find people that are all different skill levels, because it can be kind of difficult, you know, riding with someone lower skill level with someone higher skill level. But I mean, we have a pretty big. You can ride with people of any skill level around here.
It's crazy how everybody has their different riding styles.
Yeah, their niche, or do they ride bowls? Do they ride street?
No, and everybody's got like their sweet spot, you know. But I mean, it's dirt one day, street the next, you know, bowls the next. Like,
Oh, I'm floored out here about how many dirt jump parks there are out here now. And brand new concrete parks that have been built in the last 5 years. Like, it is awesome. Portland did not have that. They had one dirt jump park, and that's it. So it's good to see out here. Like, there's so much to ride in any direction.
No, there really is. Like, I can't. This is a place where you could like. A jump builder is a career path.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I've never been anywhere that's like that, you know. It's so cool.
As a city position too.
Yeah. Right. Like for real. It's not even private.
Me and Shane both worked the City Meridian building dirt jumps for
What's up, Coach Levi?
few months.
That's why I think people aren't aware of what's out here. It's crazy. If people knew, there'd be way more riders out here.
We're getting more too, right? With the California skate park that's being put in over at the Idaho Fairgrounds.
Oh yeah, Expo Idaho.
Has
more info been released on that?
I think they're starting to do the construction now. It should be done by 2025 or 2026, not 2025.
I saw some.
And I think it's like 10,000 square feet, and it looks like it's going to be more transition based.
Okay.
So like, or kind of almost similar to Discovery, where it's going to be like cornered out and you can ride everything in one line, but there's going to be space where you can do grinds or ride quarters or do the style you want to do on the BMX.
I'm curious if that park's going to have a good, like, a permanent bleacher kind of setup, where maybe it'll be more competition, like there'll be more consistent competitions there, if that's something that
we'll see. I don't know if it'll
happen out there.
Be quite that level, because it is only 10,000 square foot, I think.
Oh, this guy.
So it's a little bit smaller. But that is definitely a possibility, right? Being that it's made by the people, the skate park.
I just feel like Expo Idaho, it attracts tons of people. So when they're doing these, they do events there all the time. I wonder if the skate park might be incorporated in some of these events out there, like when the fair comes to town.
Right.
I'm sure it will. Yeah.
Maybe there will be a skate park aspect to the fair coming to town.
Actually, on that note, something I saw recently is that they used to do like skate park events in downtown Boise on like 6th Street.
That's true. Way back,
So way back in the day, and I saw some recent film footage of that. And so that is a possibility, like that being a major establishment on the Greenbelt at the fair. We could see that included in more events, or just like BMX and just like the skate park scene getting included in more events, which would be really awesome. Be more inclusive, right?
Yeah, that'd be huge. And aren't they building? There's going to be a dirt park too with that skate park, isn't there?
I don't know the scale
bike.
of it. They're
Yeah.
So when I filled out the survey, and it was were they going to put a pump track, were they going to put dirt jumps, or were they going to put more skate park? And so I think that
I
I'm
think it's
not.
supposed to mean like almost another. I'm not gonna say any dimensions, but I want to say it's about the same size as the skate park.
Yeah,
So it's going to be like another high end piece. That whole action
I think
complex is
if there was like a
$1.5
sick
million.
pump track, that would be badass.
Yeah.
I agree.
Something with some curved wall rides and some gaps and an asphalt pump track.
Right, dude.
Yeah.
I rode one in a few weeks ago in Utah, down in where was it? West Valley, I want to say. And they had the asphalt, like wood lifts to asphalt.
Out at Discovery Park has one of them. What's the company that builds it? American Ramp Company.
Oh, is that what it is?
No, it's not the right. I think they subcontract through a different Alpine bike company to build the pump tracks, but they make some wicked pump tracks.
Yeah, no, they're so fun.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, Velo tracks, right? The ones with the red.
Yeah, the red.
Yeah.
Okay. Bless you.
Dude, pump tracks are. I tore my tricep off my elbow a couple years ago.
Really?
Pump track, dude.
No, you gotta watch yourself.
Right? You get all excited about hitting different gaps and stuff, but next thing you know, you overshoot one.
Yeah. Or no, you're just pumping, then you miss the pump, and now you're just like holding on for dear life. And then as soon as you know you're no longer holding on for dear life.
Yeah, no, dude, they're savage if you let them.
Yeah.
Dude,
That would be.
Go ahead.
Speaking about pump tracks, though, if we do get a pump track, that could be a competition level pump track because it is at the Idaho Fairgrounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So is that what they're saying as a concrete pump track?
We don't know.
Oh,
That's just one of the options that I filled out on the survey. It could be a dirt pump track, an asphalt pump track, or maybe dirt jumps, maybe.
Gotcha. Any of you ever been to Tyler, Texas?
No.
Well, you'd know that part if you've been there.
Oh, yeah.
The whole thing is just curves and waves and like it.
Is it kind of like Discovery Park here?
Yeah. But imagine like the whole center of Discovery Park filled in with all that same stuff.
Oh, okay.
that's it.
Man.
That sounds badass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of these pickles.
That'd be fun, a big one like that.
Freeze dried pickles from Corey.
Spicy freeze dried pickles.
Spicy.
Yeah, they're spicy freeze dried.
So what you been up to, Mel?
Grab one.
Well, I've been installing floors for a few months.
Yeah, we were just talking to Shade, and you're no longer at Micron.
Yeah, I was working out there for a little bit. I got laid off, and then it wasn't looking like I was going to be going back anytime soon, and I didn't really like there's a certain amount of bullshit you have to deal with when you're in a union.
Yeah.
You're supposed to just sort of, you get laid off, the union will find you another job. You get laid off, the union will find you another job. And, I got laid off twice, and I was like, dude, this is so stressful. I can't handle. And it's not just that. It's,
it's all froze. It's still running down here.
Out of Micron, something that kind of really messed with me was, there's these safety meetings like every day, every other day, safety meetings, and you got to do it this way or else, you're going to get fired if you don't do it this way, And then you try to do it that way. You check your harness before you climb something tall, But in the time I'll check my harness to climb something, somebody else will be like, dude, why are you taking so long? They'll start climbing it. And so then now I'm getting threatened to be laid off because I'm following safety procedures. And it's like, okay, do I follow the safety procedures that I'm told to follow? Or do I work as fast as I can in a not safe way? Well, potentially risk my life and maybe get laid off because I'm trying to be safe.
Yeah, it seems like like they need to tell you what the safety procedures are, but they don't expect you to follow them unless you damage something or hurt yourself. Then they go, "Well, you were."
There's just a huge disconnect between the safety guys and the people that are managing the projects. Because you should know everything. They tell you every safety procedure you're supposed to follow, but following those safety procedures takes time. And that wastes the company's time. They don't want to be wasting time. They want to get the job done.
Yeah, and the people that are managing the project are like, you guys are taking too long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
damn, but then they got to keep their deniability and be like, but we told them to do this.
Yeah. And my brother still works out there, and he gets way worse of it. You're supposed to get 15-minute breaks in the morning, 15-minute breaks in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
And his foreman was like, "Oh, no 15-minute breaks. I'm not going to give that to you." But then his union rep he told his union rep that he wasn't getting these breaks. The union rep talked to his foreman. His foreman was like, "You should if you scratch my back, I'll scratch your back."
Yeah.
And but his foreman got in trouble, and so his foreman kind of let it out on him, and was like, "Okay, now we're going to talk to the superintendent. So let's have a meeting with the superintendent about these 15-minute breaks that you really want." And so he's talking.
That's rough.
He's having to talk to high ups about a 15-minute break that his foreman should be giving him that he isn't getting given.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like a 15-minute break.
It's a 15-minute break, dude. On a 10-hour shift, you should get a 15-minute break before lunch and after lunch.
Yeah.
And this is not playing devil's advocate or not, but like 15-minute break is usually about a 25-minute break because you got that I got my 15-minute break coming up. Like,
yeah, you got to walk all the way to the break area.
But on a 10-hour shift, 12-hour shift, it's just like just go like fuck it, like go take that.
No, yeah,
You're there for half the day, man.
Yeah,
take your break.
Yeah, we're live. That's my oldest son.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's fucked up with
yeah, it's crazy out there. But I ended up
workforce.
Going back to install floors because that's just less bullshit. I have less bullshit to deal with.
Yeah.
It's easy. It's kind of a dead end job, and that's why I left installing floors in the first place. I'm already kind of maxing out the most money I can make installing floors, but I mean, it's not bad money. It's just there's no opportunity to earn more unless I want to start my own company, which might be what happens. I don't know.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
And floors ain't bad because a lot of like the construction jobs shut down in the winter, but
yeah, it's slow right now.
Going.
It's pretty slow right now. I didn't work Thursday, Friday last week.
I gotcha.
But I mean,
but you had jobs the rest of the week though.
Yeah, I worked Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but then the week before that, some guys called out sick, and I worked Saturday, so I got a ton of hours because of that. So it evens out.
Nice.
And then once summer hits, I'll be grinding and getting a ton of hours, making a lot of money.
Yeah, for sure.
How does pay look for installing floors of houses compared to like maybe doing ramps and stuff for like the American Ramp Association that goes around?
So the American Ramp Company would be similar to working for the union, where when I am working, I'm making good money. But when I'm not working, which is going to happen a lot because I'm not going to be able to work, consistently and all the time. And so I'll probably be making more money installing floors versus if I worked for American Ramp Company.
That makes sense.
Because, there'd be a job in Texas. I'd go do that for 2 months or whatever. And then now I don't have a job for a month or something like that. And then now there's a job in California. So I'll go do that for 2 or 3 months. And then now I don't have a job for 2 or 3 weeks while I'm waiting for the next job to roll in. And so that's kind of how that would look if that is a career path. Yeah.
Yeah, I just thought it'd be similar. And with BMX being a part of your life, I know that would be an interest.
Yeah, that definitely is an interest. But after my experience working out at Discovery Park, building stuff out there, I get just as much enjoyment from building houses as I do from building ramps.
And you can always come out here and build a ramp.
And I can always come out here and build
Yeah.
it. If I'm being honest, building wooden ramps is the dream. That'd be the dream. But there's no one really builds wooden ramps anymore. That's not very popular anymore because they tear down and break over the years, and it's expensive.
Definitely a maintenance cost.
Yeah, there's a maintenance cost. So
I'm looking at these over this last winter, and I'm already looking at I'm probably gonna resheet them here.
Yeah, and that's
by
the most expensive part.
By the end of this upcoming summer, so by the end of the summer, I'm probably gonna have to resheet them.
Yeah, I'm hoping this summer I want to try and do airbag sessions every weekend because I feel like if there's a consistent event going on every week and there's people out here every weekend, first of all, that'll attract tons of attention to the shop and that'll attract tons of attention to the BMX scene. People getting into it will have something to do on Sundays. Maybe they'll come out here to try and buy something from your shop, see something's going on. And if we're doing that every Sunday at noon.
Me, I'm always, we'll pull out the Traeger and barbecue up.
Make
it
a good time.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still want to build that other thing that you drew up.
The street section part of it. Yeah.
No, before spring comes, I got we got a couple of tears in the airbag I gotta fix.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a raft company down in downtown Boise. I think would probably be familiar working with that type of material.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I'm gonna hit them up, see if they got like patchwork or any direction they can give me, so I can.
Yeah, you could probably buy some big hunks of cloth. They probably have some sort of glue, and then you might be able to stitch it.
You ever tried stitching that stuff?
No, I haven't. Does it not?
It's
No.
tough.
The lumberyard had a big airbag, and so they got a couple of tears. It's just part of having an airbag.
Yeah.
So they bought it from a place in Seattle, so they had to ship it back to Seattle to get it repaired, and that took like 2 months for them to get it back.
Oh, really?
And so that was like they weren't making money off the airbag that they spent money on,
Mm-hmm.
and so they're like, well, we'll just sew it ourselves. And like the GM there was just like, I fucking hate sewing this fucking bag. But yeah, I saw him and I was like, yeah, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, no. What do you sew with, a nail and a hammer?
Basically, yeah,
Right.
because I mean that stuff is thick. Like,
You might have to like pre-drill holes,
Right,
with
like
a drill
leather.
bit. And just, yeah,
no, he just had this gnarly freaking needle. And he had to poke it through and like bring it back up. And
Yeah, it's probably similar to like a hot air balloon, right?
yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, that might be. I
Mhm.
don't know.
I thought about making that a possible career profession because that would be really fun. To make
Making hot air balloons.
Hot
Yeah.
air balloons.
That is not surprising.
You know that.
I could see you doing that, man.
Really fun.
I wonder if you got to get some sort of pilot's license to be flying hot air
I
balloons.
think you have to get
Right.
trained.
Yeah, it's like
dude.
skydiving. You know, you got to get a skydiving license before you can just jump out of a plane by yourself.
Mhm.
Can't just
And you
make a
gotta-
balloon and just go.
I mean, you could. There's
This is
people that do it,
America, man.
right?
Yeah, there's people that do it. But
No, this cool. They do that whole like hot air balloon thing down here in Boise.
yeah, every year.
Yeah,
This year was really. I guess last year, right? It was super smoky, sadly.
was it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
But
those
hopefully this
wildfires
year was
were
better.
really
they were pretty gnarly
fierce. Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah, really. It was
All
like the
over.
whole Northwest was on
Yeah.
fire.
Mhm.
Like every year. I keep waiting too. Like
Mhm.
at some point, all the dead fuel that's
Don't-
up there's got to burn, right? Like it's
Don't
got to
say
be
that.
down at
Yeah.
some point, right?
Well,
Like,
the-
can we get
the
a
more-
summer once? You know?
The more it collects, the more flammable it gets.
Right.
And it's, you know, you can't really win.
No,
Yeah.
it's so dumb.
I mean, maybe you could send people out there to clean it up, and then what are you gonna do with all that
Doing
stuff?
maintenance out in the
You
woods.
just in the middle of the woods, picking up dead branches. Just,
Dude with a weed eater out
I
there.
thought Idaho did stuff like that. Do they not?
Oh man, they probably.
I think they do. You know, you maintain fire roads so
Yeah.
that when the fire doesn't spread, and they definitely do a certain amount of cleanup.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, like deep stuff, like getting struck by lightning. I mean, you can't always.
Can't avoid it.
Right.
No,
No, at
it's-
some point, because you go out there hunting and stuff, and you'll find like blowdowns where it'll be like 3 or 4
wanna
logs
see-
stacked high, and it'll be the whole side of the mountain. And that's what when the lightning hits that like sets the whole mountain on fire. But at some point, right, like
Yeah.
all of that has to be burned up, and we got to have like new growth coming. It just never ends.
Yeah, sadly.
No.
Yeah, it's rough.
Well, what have you been working on, Corey? Do you have any projects recently that
I've
have
got
been on
tons
your
of
plate?
projects. I got the remodel still going on.
Yeah, I gotta check that out.
Yep. Well,
Yeah.
I figured we'll show you guys when we're done with this. Had the city come by with that.
Did they?
Yeah.
Did they say anything?
It was a tax lady that her sole job in Ada County is to tax assess trailers.
Mm.
So she was out there. She took a picture of it, and then she came over here, and like Lucy and I were in there working, and the dogs were just going ham out front. I mean, for like a long time. So it was like a little bit longer than normal. So I'm just gonna go out there and see what's going on. And there's a lady there, and she goes, "Oh hey, like I'm so and so from so and so." And she goes, "That trailer doesn't look like this." And she showed me a sheet of paper with the last picture she took from the street.
Mhm.
It's like, "Yep, it doesn't look like that. We just did the roof and some new siding." And she goes, "Oh, okay." And so she wasn't worried about construction or permits or anything like that. She just was basically saying like, well, I'm gonna have to tax you differently now that you've upgraded it. It's gonna be taxed differently. I'm like, I don't fucking care about that. Tax me on that. That's part of living. I'm just worried about them coming in and going, oh yeah, this is wrong, that's wrong, this is wrong. Oh, you gotta pay us money because you didn't ask us permission.
Man.
And so, but I think I'm mostly in the clear with that.
Yeah.
And then I got my volume gig. That's going good. They're moving frames like crazy.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
I got that whole stack of stuff over there. I got to ship out Monday. So stoked about that. Stoked about, my work being out there in the world.
Yeah, it's rad to see.
Yeah.
Volume posting
doing
your
really
paint.
good.
Like, it's really cool.
I mean, I'm just some guy in a garage,
Man,
painting bicycles.
Caldwell, Idaho.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel very special about that. Like they trust me with their, stuff, and they sell my stuff on their website. Like it's
that's so cool.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I feel really special with that relationship for sure.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm. Did you, speaking of volume and stuff, did you guys check the Brian Castillo podcast?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh
I
yeah.
haven't watched it.
Man, that guy's just so happy.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
I love that guy. Met him once face to face, and then I've chatted with him over the phone and whatnot. Actually made that sticker. That's Brian Castillo riding a Velociraptor with a lightsaber.
That's really awesome. Do you have any of those stickers left?
No, I only made like 20 of them, and I sent him a handful of them, and then I just put them out with orders and stuff.
Dude, that's so cool.
But yeah, go look at it. It's Brian Castillo.
Yeah.
He's a really good guy. He laughed about it. So yeah.
Yeah, that was a cool podcast hearing about him and Rooftops Adventures, man, from way back.
Yeah.
That's cool. They've been having I like how they've been having like
I need to watch that podcast.
yeah, they've been having like industry guys that have been around for a while come in lately. It's been really interesting to
That's the side of BMX I find very intriguing.
Yeah.
It's the industry side, the overseas manufacturing. Obviously, Mueller has been a big part in pushing that because he's gone on there 3 times now. Talking about industry and where the industry is right now. And we were chatting about that a little bit earlier. Like it's just upside down right now. It's crazy.
Wild.
I definitely don't think it's dying.
No.
It's in its rebirth period. It's restarting.
Mm-hmm.
New brands are gonna come in, and the scene's gonna find new stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've all seen the same thing happen over and over with X Games and Triple Game or Triple Challenge and
I mean, it's just going to take people like ourselves and just in every city just doing something.
Yep, and that's happening,
and it won't die.
No.
Yeah, I'm hearing more and more talk about people wanting to throw events, and you're seeing more events being held around different cities. So it's definitely in a state of growing again.
Definitely, and I think those local jams are just so important to it growing.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what gets the younger kids introduced to the older riders and create that friendship and that idea of looking up to them, going, I want to be that guy.
Right.
I want to be that guy.
And coming up, like if I would have saw Melville send a whip out of the bowl, seeing that in person, like now it's possible.
Yeah.
It just changes everything.
I remember not being able to do a tail whip. Some dude I don't know came to the skate park and he was trying tail whips and I've landed one. And I was like, dude, how in the hell can you do a tail whip? Right. He's like, you just got to throw a million of them. You just got to put in the effort and do it. Yeah. When you're a kid and you see someone do something, that's like the most impressive thing. It's just so impressive. It blows your mind.
It really does.
He likes to shake. That means he wants a treat.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
You're like my dog.
I got some treats, I think, over there on the workbench.
I'll have to find some treats.
And then he'll shake both hands.
He knows.
He'll sit, shake both hands for you. So he preemptively sits. Well, that's good to hear that you're planning on riding this summer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hopefully. You know, I want to.
We're going to.
We're going to. It's gonna happen.
Come on.
Yeah.
Positive spirits about it, you guys.
Yup.
Well, this
Wait.
the end of summer, like everything changed. Like I was working on grinding on that thing.
Come here, Simon.
It feels like forever now. Way past schedule of what I wanted to be done.
Yeah.
And way past
the paw.
budget too.
Yeah.
Both.
No, yeah, I actually got a really good concussion end of August, beginning of September. Or was it October? I don't really remember. Whatever. It was
It's a good
my
one.
friend Luke's bachelor party, and we went to the Shredder for a concert. And you know, I was going way a few too many beers, going way too hard in the mosh pit. I did a backflip in the middle of this mosh pit. I don't know how or why, but I just woo backflip.
You
And then, yeah, I landed it too, and everyone went wild after it. But then it was like the last band. We're like, oh, we'll get out of here in a few minutes. It's the last band going. And I get in the mosh pit one more time. I'm on the edge, and I don't know where this dude's foot came from, but he did like a karate foot back of the foot, hit me in the eye, side of the head.
I had that same thing.
I like crawled out of the mosh pit, like leaned up against the wall, kind of went blind for a few seconds, and then I'm like,
That's so
and then
rough.
I went to work Monday and was like not feeling good at all. Kind of just slept all weekend. I'm like, dude, I can't do this. Then I went to the doctor. Dude told me to take a week off work, gave me some medicine, like alpha, just some amino acids and stuff that helps with brain health. And so I took a week off of work, and then I still not feeling well. Just went back to work and kept working. And, you know, I needed money, but I that messed me up for probably a little over a month.
Shredder concerts are gnarly.
Yeah, they're gnarly. People
no
go
joke.
hard. They'll climb up the rafters and stage dive off the rafters. And
What is a Shredder? I'm new to this.
it's a death metal concert hall in Boise.
All right.
Yeah.
It's
What?
and it's
There's one in Boise.
Yeah.
How do I
The
not
scene
know
around
this
here-
place?
That kind of
insane.
music is insane.
Is it?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's just there's a ton of local kids my age that have just started bands, and then you have a bunch
They
of
just go
bands that
nuts,
come
huh?
in here because
Yeah.
they see that action going on. And then every time one of those bigger bands comes, all like the stage and the crowd hype is just insane. And people will
Mhm.
literally run off the stage or climb the rafters, like you said, and jump from the rafters, or the mosh pit is crazy.
Yes.
So it just brings so much traction, and it's a really big venue. I know we've been getting like Fleshwater, and I know Black Dahlia. They didn't play at the Shredder, but Black Dahlia and Cannibal
go.
Corpse came here recently. And
Oh, nice.
there's a lot of big bands that come through Boise because we have a really, really good metal scene.
I did not know that.
It's cool info.
Yeah.
No, that's so great.
Brutal mosh pits though, because those kids just
Those kids go hard, and they're throwing fists, doing karate kicks, and if you don't see it coming, you're gonna get knocked out. Yeah.
It's no good.
Oh man, that sounds like a good time.
It is. It is a good time. You get beat up, but it's fun. Yeah.
That's why I wasn't bad growing up being on the lighter side, because crowd surfing was so fun.
Yeah.
You know, people just throw me.
No, my friend Luke was, he obviously had too much to drink, was trying to crowd surf,
Yeah.
missed the crowd and just dolphin dived to the concrete.
Oh,
And
no.
he jacked his shoulder up, hit his head real bad.
Really?
Yeah, that was ages ago.
Damn.
That was like 2 or 3 years ago. But
Ruthless.
What have Luke and Rob been up to? Are they planning to ride this summer with you?
yeah, they've been talking about it. See what happens. Luke's about to have a kid in June, I think.
Yep.
Then Rob's already got a kid, so they're
Yep.
Big
bouncing.
first
they're
birthday for
family
him
guys.
tomorrow.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Exciting.
Well, like you said, that Sunday thing might turn
Yes.
into a thing. That'd be
Yeah, I think that's a perfect
Mhm.
little consistent.
Mhm.
Yeah. People get on a rhythm, get going every week.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Bring families out and stuff.
Yeah, get a barbecue going, have a good time.
Yeah.
What are you
Yeah.
doing?
bring some of the older guys back, get them to come out here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the hardest things that I've like. Even Levi says is like, dudes that live in Boise will not come out this way.
Man, getting getting a lot of those guys to go anywhere is a difficult
It's kind of everyone lives in their own world up here. That's kind of the culture.
It is. It is.
And I feel like that affects the scene a little bit because everyone just wants to hang out with their homies and not really, socialize, branch out too much.
Like it's nothing for like people in Portland to go, oh, we're gonna go ride, Wilsonville, and that's an hour drive. Like just drive for an hour and go ride the park.
Yeah.
It's not unheard of to hop on the Max line and just go downtown and just ride. Like not even take your car.
Oh yeah.
Like out here it's like nope.
No, yeah, they don't want to drive 20 minutes.
Oh, where you live? Oh yeah, I don't go.
No, that's way too far.
I think
what do you mean? It's a 20-minute drive. It's nothing.
Like if you're into snowboard, like I snowboard and I've been going up the Tamarack. It's like a 2.5 hour drive if I want to go snowboard. So I'll wake up 5:30 in the morning, get out the door 6:15, get up there 9 o'clock, ride for a few hours, and come back. It's 3 o'clock by the time I get home. That was just a snowboard for a little bit. Like
it's so worth it though.
It's so worth it. Yeah, it's so worth it. Tamarack's awesome.
So yeah, that's one thing that I really want to change is that mindset of like, oh, I don't go that way. Like, just come out. It's a good time.
Yeah, there's definitely a separation between the CUNA riders
every day,
and the Nampa riders. Yeah.
No, and it's so fun to like just go ride different places.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, just make that thing different place every day.
Instead of the same old all the time.
And airbag session.
Yeah.
Hopefully the airbag, if we do start doing that every Sunday, a different level of progression is going to be coming on. More people will be doing flips.
People get wild.
Because
that one kid
that
was coming around, he never hit an airbag before in his life, and he was just like came out here like 3 weeks in a row. I was like, I'm riding this airbag. Let's go.
Yeah.
And he got it.
Yes.
Yeah. So that opens a new level of progression. Once you can do a backflip on a bike, the opportunity for what you can learn is just endless. Like you are actually talented on a bike, So it, at least for me, that's kind of how it worked with me. Is I was like, goofing around. I could
pinnacle.
It's like I couldn't really tail whip. I was like, I'm not really good on a bike. But then I learned how to backflip. And now people are like, I remember Rob is like, what the fuck? How the hell can you backflip? And it just opened the door. It showed me more that this stuff is possible. I can actually do bigger tricks. It's something I don't have to be shy of.
Where'd you learn how to backflip?
I went to Woodward Tahoe for a week when I was 16.
That's the place that elevates a lot of people.
Yeah, no, it honestly hilarious. I broke my frame case. I couldn't clear any jumps doing backflips. I'd case it every single time. And so I cased the jump so many times, I broke my frame. And they're like, oh, dude, that sucks. Here's a bike that you can ride for the next few days. It's just a Woodward rental BMX. I broke the frame on that bike doing backflips. And then I ended up buying my coach's CJ Larson. He sold me a frame, a Haro Premier Chad Curley frame.
Okay.
And I ripped that thing for a few years, and then I tried to do a flare fly out, bailed, my bike went 30 feet in the air, broke the frame.
The frame killer, man.
Yeah, on video too. I just I did a backflip fly out, rolled around. I'm like, I'm gonna do a flare fly out. Just launched my bike. Yeah, I landed on my feet like a cat though. So it was good.
The bike didn't come down.
No, it's not. No, the bike went flying to the other side. It was at a Tully. I was trying to do a backflip fly out of the half pipe at Tully. And I just launched my bike to the other side of the half pipe. Yeah.
Dude, that's a good park. I like Tully.
No, that half pipe is.
Yeah.
I learned how to do everything in that half pipe. I lived right there. That was the only skate park that was. That was the spot. And so that fly out, I just. I'd go around bar spin, just do 1,000 bar spins back to back, tail whip, do 1,000 tail whips back to back.
Yeah, no, dude, I remember driving down.
What are you doing? I'm not letting you up here. You are not allowed.
You let him up there once. He's like, "Yep, this is where I go."
Eagle Road that one day. That's right. And I seen just that skate park on McMillan and Eagle.
Yeah.
I was driving by and I just happened to look over and I see some dude just flare one of the quarters.
Oh, probably me.
It was definitely you because I saw him and was like, what? Turned around and went and was like, bro, was that a flare? That's the first time I met you.
Yeah, no, I drive by that place and there's just one clip of me that it was just me airing the quarter pipe at the back of the skate park.
Uh-huh.
But I did like a 9-foot air on it, and like I hit my shoulder with the invert, and I'm like, every time I drive by the skate park and I'm looking at that, I'm like thinking of where I would be, and like this is just randomly. I'm the only one at the skate park when I did this.
Yeah.
Like just full sending it hard,
Right.
like that. I couldn't imagine seeing that
What a
from the road.
gnarly park.
Yeah,
Oh, it'd be so rad.
Like-
Speaking of flares, by the way, what goes into a flare? I've been curious on trying them. And I need someone to break it down.
you know, it really has to do with where you sit on the bike. I taught Arlo how to do flares. He could already flare, but he was like terrible at them, like really struggling with them. And what he'd do is he'd bar hump. I don't know if you've seen Big Boy do flares. He bar humps when he does flares.
Yeah.
You don't want to be doing that. You want to be sitting down with your arms straight.
Mhm.
And if you're over rotating, you open up, and if you're under rotating, you tighten up. And then you can also give it a little bit of an alley-oop kind of thing to mess with your rotation. That'll drop your front end more or less if you alley-oop it more. So there's things to do. It's also like how you pop off the lip. Once you start doing really big flares, you pull like you're airing a quarter pipe, but you're also leaning like you're doing a flare.
So when you're doing a smaller flare, how do you pop?
I just pop. I just rip it off the lip and
Just pull
just
super
pull
hard.
super hard. Yeah.
Interesting.
Um,
It's terrifying.
I just had the energy one day it was a competition. I think it was a Hot Wheels competition out of Rhodes.
Yeah.
This is before the competition. This is the first competition I ever even had the opportunity of going to, and I got the hype to send a flare before the competition because I wanted to do a flare during my run in the competition.
Yes.
So I did the flare. I landed it second try, I think.
Day of the competition.
Day of the competition, and then we continue warming up for the competition. I tried to do a tail up over this hip. Dead sailor, messed my shoulder up. I didn't even compete in the competition, but I did learn how to flare that day.
Hey, that's solid.
I bent my bars in the first one because I just threw my bike. But
God, you're a wild man, dude.
I don't know why I throw down so hard.
Right.
But
Good day.
Learning tricks the day of the contest is
I had the energy. I just
right.
I just send it.
Work hard, play
That's so
harder.
solid, man.
Yeah. No, I had no fear to send any of that stuff.
No.
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 It was
Looking
like
at your stuff, you could tell there's
Yeah.
no fear.
there's nothing blocking me from doing it. That's with these bigger tricks. That's really what it is. You get a little bit scared, and that little bit of doubt messes you up.
Dude,
So
yes. If you're even thinking that you might wreck or that it's a possibility.
It'll make you do something that'll mess you up. Yeah.
Working at the lumberyard, it was always that first 5 minutes of somebody getting there, not fully warmed up and just throwing something,
Mhm.
or it's that guy that says, "Oh, I got one more in me."
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
Like
no.
those two
No.
are like I've seen people
There's no
just
one more
break
run.
their
No.
collarbone, get concussed, like during those two times.
Yeah.
Like you could tell when somebody's just on point, just going through it. Like, okay, like he's good, like no
Yeah.
problem. And then he goes, "Oh, I got one more before I go."
Mhm.
Like,
You just
don't do that.
yeah.
Don't do
it. No. Who was that? Somebody did that at the dirt jumps the other day.
Me.
And oh yeah, was that
It was
you?
me.
Yeah. Who was that? Was that me and Dennis that were like, whoa.
Braden.
Oh yeah, it was Braden.
Yeah.
Like, don't say that, man.
I wasn't done. I could have done more though. I was just like I needed to go, and so it was like last run. But there is that superstition behind saying last run, right?
Yeah, there is.
And there's some truth to it. I've seen it.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
It gets in your head.
It's,
I wonder if it's just because
Yeah.
like you
Placebo
can't
effect.
afford to think ahead when you're riding BMX. You got to be like present exactly in the moment you're at. So maybe when you say one more, it kind of shifted. Your brain shifted to thinking about where you're going next.
Yeah.
Like the rest of the day.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
There's definitely a lot.
I'm
of truth
surprised
in
you
that.
didn't go down after you said that.
Yeah, that's how Rob broke his collarbone. He said one more run, did a T-bog over the big hip at Rhodes and cased it and bucked over the bars, foot in the front wheel, broke his collarbone.
Something he's probably done 100
I'm
times.
gonna end up
Yeah.
being
Addicting, huh?
older.
Yeah.
Oh, it's brutal.
Is there anything else? Anything particular
What are you
wanna talk about?
guys' future sends you thinking? Do you have any tricks you guys want to land this summer?
Man, I don't think that far ahead. I want to get one of them Superman seat grabs down at Rhodes. So
minutes
Do you
ago.
strictly stick to park?
no, I like to ride everything.
Okay.
I'm not like when I ride street, I just kind of send big handrails from time to time just to be a street rider, but I
Yeah.
don't do it a whole lot. But I'm into like the ditch spots. Like I like the transition aspect of street, like big wall rides and stuff like that. I think are really cool.
Big transition rider then.
Huge, yeah. Like dirt jumps and bowls are kind of
Yeah, that's what's
Kind of
up.
thing.
In street transition.
Yep.
There's definitely some good street out here in the Treasure Valley.
Yeah.
I've been noticing some spots.
There's a few canal spots that I think a little bit of modification could make some crazy solid street spots.
Yeah, dude, I'm with you.
There's that half pipe up Bogus Basin, just the boat. We call it the Bogus Basin half pipe.
Mhm.
Where you put that little
Where
concrete lip.
Yeah, I did a flare off that little concrete lip. If you,
Oh, that's the one you were telling me.
yeah, you just follow 15th all the way back there, and it's at the end of it basically.
Okay.
You might be able to put a rail up there, maybe make a little sub box.
Seems like they're kind of watching it now more.
Are they?
They've like redone the whole fence around it.
Oh, have
Put
they?
lights
Really?
up there. Souped up. It used to be like really just like torn down green fencing and stuff.
Yeah,
I
all
don't know if
graffitied
they got
up.
Away with it. Still graffitied up.
Yeah.
Is there other good like canal spots that are like
Yeah.
widened
Oh.
out and like more room? Because I still got concrete.
Yeah, it's
Don't take
you know,
much to buy
water runs through all of them in
during
the summer.
Yeah.
But in the winter, like they're anywhere, literally everywhere. There's great canal spots, huge hips you can hit, wall rides.
Yeah. There's a cool wall ride spot at like Eustick and Curtis that's underneath like the road goes over the top of it. And it's
Is there any good
coolest
spots out
wall.
here that we would want to set up for like a DIY? I could have like a handful of different things.
That's difficult.
It's
dude, I mean
Yeah.
There's like I know it's been
there's
done.
so
around
many,
here.
yeah.
Yeah, there's a DIY at this abandoned church somewhere, Orchard Emerald area. Was it? No, I don't remember where it was at. But there was a little Jersey barrier. They put concrete on it to do a little thing. There was a cinder block grind ledge, and not to mention the pretty big abandoned church right there that was all graffitied up and torn up and whatever. And so there are a few that I think have popped up here and there, but
No,
they
the
get
scooter-
torn down quick.
the
Do they?
scooter was
Boise
done.
doesn't like that kind of stuff. They want neat, clean,
Yeah.
up to code.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And they got guys that patrol those ditches too, which is
Yeah.
kinda
Oh,
crazy.
do they?
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Oh,
They do.
because I was thinking of a spot like what Austin, Texas has when Brett always throws that jam in.
Yeah.
Something similar like that.
Oh, yeah, Darty in the ditch. Or,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because it really wouldn't take much to get some metal tubes and some concrete.
No.
I got a welder. I got mixers. I got. So
We just got to find a spot that's just kind of off the road then.
Yeah.
Because it seems like all the good spots are like the ones right next to 10 Mile.
Mm-hmm.
And that one's got a great hip and wall ride, but
Mhm.
high vis area.
yeah.
So maybe if we just kind of hopped in one and just rode down it a ways and found a spot.
Yeah, I know
away.
by BSU on shoot, I can't remember the road. They just built some apartment complexes, but by BSU, behind BSU,
Mhm.
there's a pretty good canal that there's a really good hip on it.
Is
that-
it?
Yeah.
If you put a little bit of a lip on, you could
Um,
probably go huge on.
protest.
Yeah.
And is it kind of back away from like
Yeah, it's
visibility
back
the-
away from visibility. There's Federal Way right there, but there's a 20-foot cinder block wall, so you're all the way down there. You're pretty hidden.
It's protest, right?
That's a spot.
Yeah. Federal and Protest.
Really?
Yeah.
Then we should check that out.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find
That'd
a
be cool.
video of it. I made an edit years and years ago where we got a couple of street spots in there, or we got a couple of clips in that street spot.
Wasn't most of the edit the street spot?
What?
Wasn't
Most of the edit, I think, was just this one street spot. I was just in the mood for filming that day, so
Yeah, that was a good day. You missed Magneto
at Fort
Farm.
Boise, they were remodeling the bathroom, so we made a little dirt quarter pipe.
Yeah.
Um,
I got to drive later.
and then, but we're just riding this, and then the street spot. Yeah, here's the street spot. It's just
okay. Oh shit! Right.
Yeah.
Another one. Nice.
Show the camera.
Okay.
yeah. I don't know if you can see that. No, you can barely see that. Whatever. It's a little spot. Watch Rob do some bar spins.
That's the homie Rob. We wish he could have been here today.
Yeah,
Sadly not.
but that spot's pretty sick. You know, when we were there was a couch in that thing. I remember when I was going to BSU.
But yeah,
I
that's
went there a
kind
couple
of
times
the
to
spot I'm looking
do some graffiti.
looking at.
Yeah, but that spot's sick. If you built a little quarter pipe up
Mhm.
along one of those vert walls, oh, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, put some grind boxes in there.
Yeah, we got
Put a lip
Yeah.
on his hips.
we get
Yeah,
everything
put a lip
pre-cut.
on his hips. Yeah.
Get everything pre-cut. It won't take much to just haul it down there and
No, yeah.
throw it. Yeah.
Right.
Drill some
When-
holes in the ground, put a rail at one
Mhm.
spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When did they fill those back up? Is it April when they fill?
I'm just gonna look it up real quick. Actually,
Is it March? Okay.
Well, no, it's usually around April. That's
when do they turn the canals on in Boise?
that's when we start seeing
April
Like the
15th.
irrigation.
water. Yeah.
Yep. They turn off on October 15th. They turn on April 15th.
That's a pretty good
So we got
amount of time.
like 3.5 more months if that's something that we could do sooner rather than later.
Yeah, and we should get sandbags for when it does rain, where we can just kind of
Yeah.
block it all off that way.
Help keep the debris and shit down there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
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 Cool
Yeah,
ideas,
Let's do
you
that.
guys.
Let's do that. That'd be cool. There's that other spot too that's awesome. I've been wanting to go ride. Was it Bob's Trailhead?
Yeah,
It's
that's the bogus
half
half pipe we were talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Dude, I want to wall ride over the pipe.
Yeah, Gary Young wall rode over it.
Did he?
Both ways actually. Gnarly.
Yeah.
That's gnarly,
man. Yeah, the
dude.
one side looks so dangerous to
Yeah.
go around.
It's mainly a wall ride. Speaking of wall rides, this is an interjection. Sorry. I did the wall ride. So at the mini half at Rhodes, you drop it on the right side, and they have that pillar where normally you just go wall ride up the shorter quarter. I did the wall ride out the steep end into the other side. Cased a little bit, but
Dude, but
He was
bodied the first time and then got up and
Twice.
stuck it.
I did body twice.
Yeah.
Did you film it?
No, just send
Just sent
it.
it. Hell yeah. dude.
That's what he does, dude. You're
Yeah.
just like, what's Shay doing? Oh, tail
Oh.
whipping the quarter over there. Oh,
Man,
throwing his body
Yeah, I
against the
haven't
wall.
seen that.
over
You're getting
there.
some good pop on those whips in that mini half.
Thank you. That was
Yeah. You gotta take if you take
days.
that to some bigger stuff, you could rip some whip airs like that.
Dude, he does that other.
on the 6 foot.
Yeah.
We usually do the flare. I was getting above the coping again, but
Nice.
it's kind of scary.
It is terrifying. It is really scary.
I want to figure out double whips. Is it easier to do a 180 double whip or straight double whip?
About the same. You know, when you're spinning with the double whip, it keeps the whip under you more, and so that can make it easier. But if you can't straight double whip, you're probably not gonna like 360 double whip, you know. But 360 double whips, I've done one. I can say that they might actually be easier.
Well, 180. What about 180 double whips? That's what I mean.
I don't know. I've never even tried. Yeah, that sounds terrifying.
I feel like it'd be easier because you've done a double whip air, and that's essentially a 180 double whip.
Yeah, I've done one double whip air.
That's true. Using like the spin to
Yeah,
help.
the spin keeps it under you.
Yeah, he was working on them at the airbag the other day.
Yeah, I bodied myself.
Sent a couple of them.
We all out here riding this thing.
No, we went to the Eagle.
Oh, the Eagle one.
No, I
yeah.
haven't pulled this out. Last time it was pulled out, Levi bodied himself.
Oh, did he?
Mm-hmm. And then when we were putting it away, I noticed there was a good gash like that long on the end. I think his bike came through it, and then Angel doesn't take off his pegs, so there's a few on the top as well. So
It might be worthwhile telling people to take their pegs off.
that's what I was gonna
Yeah.
say. Like future is gonna be like, hey, no pegs.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like it takes 5 minutes to take them off. Just do it.
Yeah.
Right, and
Yeah.
it keeps that investment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great conversation, you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good talking. You have anything else? Anyone else want to cover any other subjects?
I think this is pretty good for the first one.
We talked about more than I thought we were going to talk about.
Yeah. No, I figured it'd be pretty good, easy flowing conversation.
Yeah, it wasn't a lot of dead
Got
space
to
or anything
introduce
either.
ourselves.
Mhm.
Yeah.
This is Kevin, by the way, and Melville, Corey, and Shade.
Yeah, I guess guy's shade.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The man.
All right. Well, let's call it, and then I can show you the remodel.
Sounds good.
Yeah.